So here last night I was thinking about when Elijah did what he did with a woman and made the meal. Thank you, sir. And there's a whole lot more to it than meets the eye. I mean, if you've read it, which I have many times within 30 years, but you got to read it again before you even start talking about it. I'm telling you. There's stuff in there you just, excuse me, you overlook. Well, when Elijah went to go do what he was going to do, okay, first of all, he had to go to a place that it says God, and in the word God, that is Elohim. So the Elohim spoke to him, okay, and told him. It says, then the Lord said. So Elohim Yah spoke to him. Told him go down to that city, you know. And he says when you get there, he had commanded a woman, you know, to assist him, okay, in his need. Okay? Said commanded her, meaning in Elohim it was ordained already, okay, that this was going to be, and then, you know, Elijah, you know, okay, so the guy takes off. Now, on his way, you know, it doesn't say what he did, how long it took and such, but he finally gets to the gates, it says. And when he got to the gate, he was thirsty. I mean, and then he asked this woman, he saw a woman picking up some wood sticks and stuff, and it doesn't say he knew that was her, you know, it doesn't say that, because in it supplies him according to his need, you see. Everything is according to your need. He didn't need God to say, there she is, you know. Yah didn't need to, you know, make her walk over to him and say, I am the one, you know. No. It was already innate in him. See, because he was thirsty, so he just knew that was her. And he asks her to do that, to get him something to drink, a little, he says, a cup with water in it. And while she turned, now it's funny, you know, the woman did what he said. Didn't even know him. Why? Because they had to back in that day. They had to. So she goes. She's on her way to go, you know, says go to get him the water. And he said, and also. Also, he said, you know, go ahead and make me something to eat. Bring me a small cake. It was a flat pattern in your hand for me. And she said, you know, anybody that knows, she only had enough in the pot, you know, for her and her son, and only just enough oil in the vessel to make enough for her and the child that they could eat it, and then they were going to then die because she had no more hope, no more anything, nothing to live on. But funny thing, she said, as your God, okay, liveth. That's what she said. Or is it your Lord? As your Lord liveth, Yah, as your Yah liveth. Then she tells him, like she was swearing by his own God, which was not her God. But she knew he was a servant of Yah, which is funny, right? You can tell. But the point of it is, you go and I want you to read it because it gets real deep. What it happens is, you know, the woman ends up realizing all that. They get to eat for days and days until it rains again, right? But that didn't dawn on her, you see. That ain't nothing. And then her son gets sick, ready to die. Now she's going to curse his God, you see. After all that they got to eat and live and do, right, you know, she said that wasn't a miracle. That wasn't good enough. You know, she had to see her son come back to life. I mean, really? But it was like the faith that Elijah had, okay? People claim that faith, is like, the substance of things hoped for. My friend, you're not allowed to call something into existence that you want, like if it's the house or a payment or a car or a girlfriend or boyfriend, marriage, to get out of the debt you're in. Those are not the examples, because they must be spoken to you from God the Father first. Then you are to act upon it. Outside of that, they ask, and it's a missing. They do things, and they weren't of Yah God at all, not of the Father. So the faith goes like this. I'm reading in Philippians, this faith that Elijah had. Elijah's faith was faith that is, it's not our faith. You don't have faith, meaning in you of yourself. No human has faith in and of themselves. Okay. Chapter 3. The faith that we have, as you remember, oh goodness. The faith that we have is in the Christ. It's through Him. Here it is. Philippians says, "And be found in Him, not having mine own righteousness, which is of the law." Speak of that later. But that which is through, here it is. Our righteousness is through the faith of Christ. You understand? See, faith isn't just something people have, and if they think about it, they pray, and they can call it to become, because they foresee it now, yet it not being in existence. That's not so. The thing about faith is it has already been commanded or ordained, ordered in the invisible realm to be, and it will then come to pass. So it has to be of the Father first. And a lot of people are tricked on that. That's why you got a lot of rich Christians, and they pray, and confess, possess, and such. But it's not of the Father. Anything they get that has not been commanded of Yah, okay, in the faith through Christ, okay, will be considered as dung, meaning it is the trash that is thrown to the dogs. That's what it means. It don't mean donkey poop or anything. It is the all of the garbage that was given to the dogs, and all that you have is what is given to the dogs. All that you have gained that has not been through this faith of the Son of God is actually, you are a dog eating all the garbage. So look up that verse, Philippians 3, 9 and 10. And the reason why I use Paul so much is because Paul is an example of every Gentile, heathen, and Jew. He is the guy who was the perfect of all in what righteousness was by law, and he was also the perfect example of what it was to be a heathen trash, when all the others were saints, because they were chosen, ordained of God. In the tribes, they were of the first. They were the first. So look that up and you tell me what you think about that.